Hi, I'm Ralph Rivas, and this is Rappler Talk. This afternoon, I am joined with NEDA Undersecretary Rosemary Edillon. Pag-uusapan namin ngayon kung paano sinusukat ang kahirapan sa Pilipinas at ano yung impact ng mga numero na kinumpute ng government agencies sa mga programa nito. Hi, Usec. Welcome to Rappler.
Hi.
So let's just go through the numbers first, ma'am. No? So kakalabas lang 2 weeks ago ng Philippine Statistics Authority ng numbers. It says here na poverty incidence among Filipino families was estimated at 16.1%.
Right.
So lower to than the estimated 22.2 noong 2015. And then kung individuals naman, it's 21%, and that's still lower than the 27.6%. So with the numbers improving, anong pwedeng makonclude natin sa mga numbers na yun?
Actually, at the start of the administration, nung nagkaroon kami ng briefing with them, so we told them that several things need to happen if you want to reduce income poverty. Ito mga to income poverty ang mini-measure nito. No? First, you need to have economic growth. But not just any economic growth. It has to be inclusive. It has to produce jobs. It has to increase the income of the poor. And then you need to have moderate food inflation. So kung itong mga ito, if they all simultaneously happen, then you reduce income poverty. Kasi by definition, ganun din-determine ang income poverty.
And with the improvement, that happened?
Yes. So nakita namin na nag-increase ang income of the, let's say, bottom 30%. So between 2015 to 2018, mas malaki actually naging increase niya kesa dun sa 2012 to 2015. Yun. Versus the inflation, and also looking at the employment numbers. So kung dati, we were having employment rates of 6.6, pababa ng pababa eh. Naging 5.5, and then the latest that we have is, for this 2018, is actually 5.3. Yeah.
Okay, so, and then, ito pa nilabas din ng PSA na no less than 10,481 pesos on average was needed to meet basic food and non-food needs for a family of 5 in a month. Tapos kung basic food needs lang, it's 7,337. So can you explain to us kung paano na come up yung mga numbers na yon, yung amount na yon?
Well, first of all, this is just talagang minimum no? Minimum basic needs. So if you're talking food, looking at yung Maslow's hierarchy of needs, yung pinakailalim nun is actually survival. So, kung you ask the nutritionist, ano ba yung kakailanganin for survival, then meron silang nutrient requirements. So, it's actually 100% ready for energy, 100% ready for protein, and then 80% ready for micronutrients. So, ang nangyari, again, there are many ways to meet these nutrient requirements. Diba? Pero ang isang dalawa, yung ginawang requirements for the nutritionists, they came up with food menus per province that meets the requirement, the nutrient requirement. 2, has to be commonly consumed in that province. And then 3, least cost.
Okay.
Yun. So, meron sila nung mga yung very minute commodities nito. So kunwari, breakfast, coffee with milk, rice, and then scrambled egg. Yun. So kunwari ganun, no? So, across provinces, meron kang kompleto for the day.
Okay, so there's parang a menu, tapos iba-iba siya per
province. May konting nuances lang.
Okay.
Yun. Hanggat maaari, ayaw natin masyadong iba-iba. May konting nuances lang if that food is not commonly consumed.
Kasi in a particular region, certain commodities consumed more as compared to others.
Or sometimes as a matter of religion. Diba? So iba dapat yung menu nila. Yung mga ganong klase, nuances. So, and every time there's a FICE, tinitignan itong mga commodities na to, and then this will be costed. So, using yung ginagawa nilang price surveys every month. Yun.
So, ma'am, paano yung menu na to, is it descriptive of kung ano kinukonsume ng mga mahihirap, or is it prescriptive kung ano yung ideal?
It's not, it's prescriptive with respect to the nutrient content. Okay? Pero with respect to yung super specific na detalye, hindi ganun, basta commonly consumed eh. It's not even consumed ng mahihirap, hindi yun din ang tinitingnan eh. So basta yun lang yung tatlong requirements. It meets the nutrient content, it's commonly consumed, and then least cost.
Okay. So I'll just dive right into it, ma'am, no? Kasi yung mga amounts na to, ito yung usually nagiging cost ng kalituhan minsan,
Yes,
halimbawa sa
yes.
media. Kasi for instance, I remember last year
Yes, I know.
na
Ako rin yun.
na biglang may mga naghahamon ng challenge na
Yes.
10,000 kasi 10,000 a little ito 10,481 challenge yung mga government officials na kaya nyo bang mabuhay ng ganitong budget for a month. So what's the real score dito? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng number na to? Kapag mas mataas ba yung kinita mo ng konti, hindi ka na mahirap? Anong ibig sabihin ng number na to?
It's actually just a yardstick, ano? It's a yardstick. Parang kunwari sabihin namin na dapat for you to be considered as tall, kaya dapat yung 5'4" and below hindi siya tall. Kaya. But it doesn't mean na pag tumaas ka pwede ka na mag-basketball. Kumbaga ibang issues ba, 'di ba? So like this one, you are able to meet those MBN, those minimum basic needs with respect to food. Pero hindi naman namin sinasabi na ito yung kapag tumaas dito, nabubuhay ka na ng disente, yung komportable, magkaiba magkaibang dimensions yung
So as in
tinitingnan
talagang,
natin.
kung ito yung linya threshold, malaglag ka lang ng konti or makaangat ka lang ng konti doon, mahirap ka pa rin.
Parang ang nangyayari lang kasi dito is this has been the methodology adopted noon pa, no? 2009. So parang pare-pareho lang dapat yung methodology, nagpapalit lang in terms of the price. So dapat, pag i-evaluate natin kasi kung nagkakaroon ng progress, di ba? Kasi may intervention ka Kung nagkakaroon ng progress, dapat pareho din yung yardstick na gagamitin mo. Hindi naman pwede na pagdating sa administration na to, itataas mo. Di ba? So, unfair naman yun kasi nag-iba ka ng definition.
So ito na nga, ma'am. So, parang halimbawa ako as a reporter, naghahanap rin ako ng sagot kung ano ba talaga yung amount na kailangan para ma-consider ka na, I mean, you're okay. You're, may ganung amount ba na napipinpoint yung admin?
Wala, kasi mahirap natin i-define yung okay. Di ba?
It's relative.
It's relative. Meron tayong tinatawag na, in terms of poverty, no, meron tayong, actually we analyze it in the broader framework of well-being. Kasi yun ang tinatanong nila actually, di ba? Okay na ba ako? That's actually well-being. So, iba yung poverty. Sa pinakamababa si poverty. So, you're looking at this one, gives you yung data on the income poverty. Yung income poverty. Pero, meron tayong outcome poverty. Ito na yung titignan natin, yung quality of life mo. Yung iyong bahay, yung all the other things that has to be there, yung healthcare mo, education mo, kung maayos ba yung water and sanitation mo, may kuryente ba? Ito yung mga outcome-based measures, ganyan. Tapos ang pinakamataas would be your perception yourself, di ba? Perception mo of your well-being. Yun. So meron kang income-based, outcome-based, and then perception-based.
So on the outcome-based, I'm interested. So anong numbers? I mean, anong may ano bang numbers natin doon?
Wala pa. Yan. Pero meron nang inaprubahan ang PSA board just last year, yung multidimensional poverty index.
Okay.
Yan. Well, one kasi bago pa lang din talaga yung methodology for coming up with that index. Pero itong multidimensional poverty index nito looks at ilan ba yung nade-deprive. So in terms of sa atin 4 na dimensions yung housing, water and sanitation, yung health, education, and then yung employment opportunities. So, yun ang tinitingnan sa multidimensional poverty index. Ito, ang plano actually is to come up with this MPI every time we have an APIS.
Ano
That's
naman
the
po?
annual poverty indicator survey. Ito, kasi mas ano to mas ang tinitingnan nito yung non-income measures. Yon. And this is being conducted every time it's not a FICE year. Yon. So we expect that to be conducted this year. So we'll get the results next
I
year.
actually have the number of the multidimensional poverty index. The PSA says found that 10.4% and 7.1% of Filipinos were multidimensionally
Mentionally poor.
So ibig sabihin deprived in at least a third of
A third.
the 13 identified indicators.
That's right.
Noong 2016 and 2017 respectively. So 2016 it was 10.4 and then 2017 is 7.1. So this is a relatively new method or bago lang siya?
It's a new method. Ito yung mga when they run the method, no, using the latest data that we have. The big difference is nung dati kasi parang iba-iba yung pinagkuhanan na surveys. Kasi you cannot find all this data in just one survey. Yon. So meron kang from NDHS, meron kang from FICE, meron kang from APIS, ganyan. Pero going forward, we will have all of these indicators. Tapos iba-iba kasi yung timing din ng mga surveys na yan eh. Yan, kaya medyo basta itong APIS, ang mangyayari is lahat na sila dun manggagaling para mas accurate yung picture natin. But more or less this is what we're getting. Yan.
So now that we have the numbers, paano naman ito sinishape yung policy? Halimbawa sa NEDA, can you explain to us kung ano yung role ng NEDA with these numbers and paano ginagamit ito ng iba't ibang agencies?
Well, first of all, NEDA chairs the PSA board, no? Kasi attached agency ng NEDA ang PSA, pero independent sila, no? But with respect to methodologies, ito unique tayo dito sa Pilipinas kasi meron tayong technical committees, meron tayong interagency committees. So with respect to technical aspects like this, dadaan muna tong methodology na to sa technical committee para you get expert advice, ganyan. And then it's presented to the PSA board for approval and adoption later on. Okay. Now, with respect to the use of the numbers, we use it for planning. So tulad yun, yung kunwari, yung nakita natin na between 2015 and 2018, nakita natin na malaki ang naging drop. In fact, yung sinasabi ko kanina na learnings namin, na dapat economic growth, inclusive, has to create jobs, it has to increase incomes of the poor, and you have to moderate food inflation. This was actually the learning between your 2012 and 2015. Yun yung naging learning namin noon. At yun yung in-apply namin in this current PDP, na dito tayo dapat magfo-focus. Kaya deliberate din yung naging focus on the build eh. Kasi number one, it addresses the infrastructure gap. Number two, ito yung sinasabi namin na labor intensive. And then number three, yung construction kasi has the highest multiplier with respect to growth. So na-address namin yung growth, na-address namin yung labor intensity of the growth.
Construction, pero di ba ma'am, kapag halimbawa natapos na yung building, wala?
Hindi, we're hoping na catalyst lang naman din yan eh, di ba? Later on, dapat din talaga magkaroon ka ng economic growth. It has to catalyze growth in the other sectors. But we're hoping that over time, yun naman ang susunod na mangyayari.
So with the aggressive build, we're expecting that it will further reduce poverty.
Yes. We're thinking that it can still be a medium-term driver of growth. Okay? So apart from the infrastructure, hopefully ang susunod mo will be housing, public housing siguro. Kasi again, construction siya, tapos ay labor intensive. And then ang maganda rin kasi dito is yung skills na kailangan niya is closely related also to the skills of the poor. Or if ever, madali mo silang kumbaga mai-migrate ba to that kind of work, 'di ba? So yung ganun. So we're thinking that over the medium term, it can be a driver of growth. So ang kailangan na lang nito is i-prepare naman yung plano, ano na yung susunod after this. Kasi tama ka, pagkatapos na na mangyayari. So kailangan talaga i-prepare 'yan.
So what about the I remember sinabi rin ng NEDA na factor rin yung conditional cash transfers sa pag-reduce ng poverty. Can you tell us more about that? Anong significant na mga contributions ng CCTs?
It's really about, yung sabi ko nga, it has to increase the incomes of the poor. No? Even before, when we did the PDP update noong previous administration, inayos namin yung definition, what we mean by inclusive growth. So ang sabi namin ng inclusive growth, it has to be the kind of growth that is participated in by all those who want to participate. Okay? Pero there are certain characteristics kasi of persons that, naturally does not include them in the growth process. Kunyari, sobrang bata ka pa, di ba? Or sobrang matanda ka na, di ba? Or yung differently abled ka na, ganyan. But regardless of your participation in the growth process, you should benefit. Yun. And that's where your CCT comes in. Yun. Kasi, yun nga, regardless of the participation, nagkakaroon ka ng benefit from the growth. And in terms of yung sinabi kong conditions kanina, this is actually the intervention that increase the incomes of the poor. Yun. Although, we are also a bit confident also in the results kasi nakita namin, nung tinignan namin yung what were the factors that were responsible for the income growth in the bottom 30%, mas mataas ang naging coming from increases in income rather than increases in transfers.
Okay. Pero ma'am, ito kasi, we're talking about income, pero there's also inflation.
Yes.
So, paano yun, can you explain to me in the simplest terms for me and the audience na rin? Kasi, diba, 10,481, and then, nagtaasan rin yung bilihin. Halimbawa, last year, sobrang hindi inasahan yun. Kasi, the target band is 2 to 4%. Tapos, nag-exceed ng ganun. So, paano nare-reconcile yun?
Yeah. Well, in the first place, not all of that actually gets translated in the menu. Diba? Kasi tulad yung sabi ko, that's just food menu eh. So, hindi kasama dito yung, kasi minimum basic needs to, no? Hindi kasama yung mga sugar, sweetened beverages, hindi kasama dito yung cigarettes, alcohol, hindi kasama yon. And these are the ones that actually bore the brunt of the inflation, apart from the rice. Tapos yung gulay, again, hindi lahat ng gulay kasama rito. No? Ang nandito would be your malunggay, kangkong, yung mga napaka-basic talaga but nutritious. So yun yung requirement kasi. So in terms of the inflation, ang nakita namin is between 2015 and 2018, ang food inflation, kasi over the 3-year period ang ang horizon natin. So over that 3-year period, ang food inflation was 8%, if I'm not mistaken, versus yung 2012 to 2015 na nasa 10%. Yeah. So kaya ganun din yung naging impact nitong I'm just looking at the numbers para sigurado.
Okay, but
yeah.
So ma'am, ito balikan ko lang ulit yung usual criticism no na
Sorry, 8.1 versus 7.8.
Okay.
Yeah. Nagkaroon ng increase pero marginal lang. So 8.1 noong 2015 to 2018. Pero ng 2012 to 2015, it was 7.8. Pero in terms of the increase in nominal per capita income, 21.2 siya nitong 2015 to 2018 versus 15.3.
Okay.
Yun. Kaya kumbaga, naging mas mataas yung pag-increase ng income kaysa yung pag-increase ng presyo.
Okay. Pero yun na nga ma'am, I'm sorry to babalikan ko lang din ulit yung 10,481 tsaka yung ganung amount. Kasi again, some think tanks are saying na kailangan doble pa nga dapat yung parang so yung methodology parang is it parang kino-consider niyo bang palitan or i-modify to I don't know, parang to further reflect better, quote unquote, yung experience na mahihirap?
Like I said, ang sinasabi nila kasi is para yung concept na ng well-being. Okay, not the concept of the
Minimum.
basic needs. And like I said, ito na kasi yung metric natin noon pa. So if you want to measure progress, kailangan pare-pareho yung metric na i-apply mo all throughout. Needless to say, alam namin yung deficiencies na to, and that's the reason why we're coming up with the multidimensional poverty index, which is outcomes based. And in addition, we're also coming up with perception base of well-being, which is actually looking at the ambition. Kasi na-define na natin nun kung ano yung pakahulugan ba ng Pilipino ng well-being.
Kasi kapag ambition numbers, that's over 40,000. Parang, di ba, ma'am?
By 2040. Yeah. Pero that is actually assuming current prices, current relative prices. Kaya nga yun din ang ginawa naming basihan para din sa planning na dapat mapababa natin itong mga to. Mapababa natin itong, the cost of living. Okay? At mapataas natin yung income more than the increase in the prices
of goods. Okay, so ano pa to? Well, ano pa bang efforts, ma'am? Kasi I understand na gusto niyo nga na kung ano yung batayan natin, equal siya. So kailan mapapalitan yung methods or the basket or the composition of the ano?
Ang best practice in statistics kailangan kung magpapalit ka ng methodology or definition, it has to be at the beginning of a political administration. Kasi ayaw mo na ma-politicize yung statistics mo, ayaw mo masabi na kaya mo na-meet yung target kasi pinalitan mo yung definition. Yun. So, 2009 natin last ginalaw tong definition. And then, that was actually supported by NSCB pa noon. NSCB resolution, and then affirmed by the current PSA board na yun ang gagawin natin. In that PSA resolution, nakalagay doon actually 12 years hence, papalitan na siya. So, ibig sabihin dapat 2021. Isa to sa pag-uusapan namin sa PSA board, kung tama ba, parang gano'n, prudent ba, na palitan siya at 2021 kasi 2022 pa mag-e-end ang administration ni President Duterte, baka dapat sa 2023 tayo mag-start. Siguro, pwede kami mag-umpisa ng mga studies in 2021, 2022, yung mga technical discussion gawin na para pagdating ng 2023, pwede na siyang i-adopt.
So, may message ka ba, ma'am, to those na hindi convinced with the numbers?
Well, number one, yung sinasabi nga namin, itong poverty line na to, this is actually not prescriptive. No? Hindi namin sinasabi na ito dapat yung income na meron ka para maging maayos na yung buhay mo. Kasi magkaiba yon. Iba-iba tayo ng definition ng maayos na buhay. Number two, naintindihan namin na ganun talaga pag na-develop ang country, again, going back to that Maslow's hierarchy, paiba yung paiba ng pataas yung ating ambisyon. So dati survival lang, di ba? Tapos pinakamataas ng self-fulfillment So actually papunta na tayo doon sa taas. Yun. Kaya nga nagiging hindi na tayo happy dito sa survival na measure. Kaya lang kasi ito rin yung commitment natin, let's say with the SDG. Diba? When you say reduce extreme poverty, yun din ang sinasabi. Income poverty din ang sinasabi. Pero sa amin klaro ang aming tingin naming mission namin, which is really to enable and empower every Filipino to attain his or her ambition. At nalalaman namin kung ano yung shortcomings nitong income poverty measure na to. Kaya nagde-develop pa kami ng other measures para makita ano pa yung mga measures na kailangan nasa radar namin when we do development planning.
So ma'am, what's the goal number ba, ma'am? Halimbawa, poverty incidence among Filipino families nasa 16.1 ngayon. So what's the goal to further reduce that to what figure and kung kailan?
Ang kabisado ko yung sa individuals, na?
Yung
sa individuals kasi.
Sa individuals, that's 21% noong 2018. So the goal is?
Ang goal talaga, we're looking at annual poverty incidence. Kasi ito first semester poverty incidence to. But for the annual poverty incidence, which we will know by December of this year, ang goal talaga is to bring that down to 14% by 2022. Yon. And then ultimately, so kung mapababa natin yan ng 14% by 2022. So going forward until 2030, we're hoping nasa ano na siya, sa mga 5%, mga ganon.
That low.
That low. 2040 gusto natin zero. Gusto natin, at that level, dapat walang nandoon na Pinoy.
And we're on track so far.
So far, yeah, hopefully.
Talaga ba?
Malalaman natin by end of December.
Kasi alimbawa, GDP estimates or forecasts, for instance, for the first quarter is not looking good. For instance, ngayon, I mean, nasa 6.1 to 6. Parang wala na siya sa, I mean, yung initial target ng government natin. So, ang daming threats. So, ano ba yung mga threats sa
actually, ang importante talaga doon is, yun pa rin, na kailangan talaga it will generate jobs, especially for the poor. Yun. Pagkatapos yung incomes of the poor. Ang malaking, kumbaga, ano ba to? Parang kabayo namin dyan, is really our conditional cash transfer. Okay? Kasi, going forward, can you imagine the situation na karamihan ng mga Pilipino nakapag-aral? Diba? Rich or poor, naka-attain sila ng 12 years of schooling. Siguro yung mga maano sila, baka hanggang high school pa kasi libre na yung ating tuition fee. Ganong scenario ang mangyayari sa atin going forward. So ang kailangan na lang natin is sustain pa rin yung ating first of all the economic growth. Okay? But not losing sight of the social investments as well. Not losing sight of the human capital investments. Kasi ito yung mag-attain para sa atin nung zero na poverty incidence na gusto natin.
So, what's the suggestion of NEDA ba to continue the CCTs until, or ano ba, institutionalize na talaga because of the improvements in the numbers?
We're looking closely at how to enhance it.
Ano pa bang mga kailangan i-enhance sa
Ang
programa?
kailangan nating, actually outside of CCT, yung kailangan na enhancement sa tingin ko, no? Pero this is something na kailangan pang i-discuss sa above my pay grade. Really to do with the quality. Yun. Quality of education. Yun. Kasi, ang nangyari kasi ngayon, tinaas natin yung demand for education. Kung titingnan mo yung numbers ng, let's say, participation rate ng among the top 20% versus the bottom 20%, hanggang saan makarating ka ng 12 years old, I think, 12 years old, so yun yung elementary, no? So ito actually yung nakinabang ng husto sa CCT from the time it was, upscaled, yan. Nasa latest na World Bank report to, makikita mo na halos nagpareho na sila. Yun. So, na-reduce natin yung inequality doon sa part na yun. So, kailangan pa yung i-continue hanggang sa makatapos ng high school, makatapos ng ang problema natin is with respect to the quality. Yung achievement nila. Yung mga passing rates, yung mga yun ang kailangan na susunod na tutukan. Kasi it's not just about, meron kang diploma pero hindi ka naman pala pumapasa sa exam. So yung mga gano'n, hindi ka pala marunong magbasa ng husto. Yun.
Okay, so outside of CCT, there's education. Ano pa, ma'am? Ano pang rooms
nutrition ang isang tinitingnan namin. Pero dito sa nutrition, you have to go younger pa eh. Kailangan nasa sinapupunan pa lang hanggang sa first 2 years of age. Yung first 1,000 days. Yun. So, ang isang maganda is meron na tayong law. No? So, kailangan nila makapagbuo ng maayos na programa para i-implement tong law. And then have the funding as well. Kasi ito, kailangan mo talaga ng tulong ng LGU. Dito. Kasi ito yung sinasabi namin na man-to-man guarding to eh. Kasi kailangan susundan mo talaga lahat ng buntis, lahat ng nanganak, lahat ng meron toddlers, kailangan maayos ang nutrition nila. Yun. So, yung dalawa na yun ang medyo kulang tayo.
So what about I want to go back to inflation, ma'am. So
Sure.
So this year, you're seeing may downtrend na. So we intend to keep it that.
We intend to keep it that way. I think na-solve natin yung problema ng sa rice, pero kailangan pa nating ayusin yung sa sa vegetables, yung sa without actually compromising yung income ng farmers, no. Ang tingin naming solution dito, well, first productivity nila, and then second, yung tinatawag namin na cold chain, yung logistics. Kasi nagkakaproblema pag ang dami nila ng supply, di ba, nagkakandabulo ka lang sa market. Sabi ko, bakit kailangang ibagsak lahat sa market all at the same time? Pwede naman siyang store muna. Kaya lang kulang tayo ng refrigerated na storage. So I think yun ang dapat papunta na infrastructure investments in terms of the agriculture sector.
So so basically, in a nutshell, all government agencies should synergize, no? So,
Oh, yes.
So another yung lagi namin binabalita rin with sa business beat is yung pag-attain ng upper middle income ng Philippines this
Yes.
year. So can you tell us more about that, what it means?
Again, that's just, well, para sa amin sa NEDA, that's a number, no? But it's an aspirational number, which we think actually we will be meeting this year. But more than that, that's just one of so many targets in the PDP. Yeah, it's an important target. Kasi we have not done it before. Yeah, this will be our first time to graduate to an upper middle class. Oo, yun. So, importante rin sa atin yun.
Ano ibig sabihin nun, ma'am, kapag upper middle income na yung Pilipinas?
We think, hopefully we're right. We think na ito yung kumbaga naging sustained na ang iyong economic growth path. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na middle income trap eh. Yung ang tagal-tagal mo sa
middle.
Oo, naiwan ka na doon. Kasi pag halimbawa sa middle income ka, especially lower middle income, ito yung nagta-transition yung economy mo eh. Nagkakaroon ng structural transformation, which we are actually seeing right now. So, kapag hindi ka nakapag, iayos mo yung institutions mo, strategies mo, hindi ka get over that hump. Yun. So, pag halimbawa nataas natin to, tingin namin, medyo mas sustainable na, mas maitataas pa natin. Ibig sabihin, nakapag-transition na tayo. So, importante rin yung numero na yun.
So, we're hitting that despite government missing targets last year?
Government, actually, ang naging miss ng targets is not government, it's a private sector, which is actually more challenging.
Yeah.
Okay, more challenging kasi ibig sabihin, kailangan mahila ng government ang private sector. But we're hoping na with improvements in transport, in logistics, in the infrastructure, kasi ang makikinabang din naman talaga is private sector din naman talaga ang gagamit nitong mga ito. Na we're hoping na kapag natapos itong mga to, sila na yung magiging driver naman ng growth. Kasi yun ang sustainable kind of growth eh. Yung private sector ang lead ng growth.
But again, government has to help ng
Oh yes. So we're also doing that in terms of yung ease of doing business. Kailangan nila ma-create. I know. Actually, may draft May draft, except that in the law kasi...
Late na sila, ma'am.
Hindi. In the law kasi, ang nakalagay doon, it's the new authority that will issue the IRR. So, nagkakaroon ka ng chicken and egg. Pero actually, meron ng draft, kailangan lang magkaroon na ng authority, okay? Ma-constitute na yung grupo para nun ma-review nila and then ilabas na. I think once na ma-constitute yung authority na yon mismo, magkaroon na ng tao yung office. Siguro 1 month, 2 months, they can already issue it. Kasi meron ng working draft eh.
So balikan ko lang yung sa upper middle income na goal, ma'am, no? So for many Filipinos who will hear that, parang so what? Parang what's in it for them if we attain that?
Ibig sabihin nun, tulad yung sabi ko, no, na-address na natin yung mga structural problems. Well,
Okay.
hindi lahat, no? Pero yung mga those that are constraining us from growing faster, yun ang kailangan ma-address muna natin eh. Kaya hindi tayo it's taking us forever. Alam mo bang nauna pa tayo sa sa ibang mga bansa entering into this middle class, middle income na classification. So matagal na tayo nandito tapos hindi pa tayo makaahon-ahon. Yun.
Pero di ba may ano rin yun, may implications rin yun on how we get loans? Kasi kapag upper middle na tayo, you can't get certain loans na.
In terms of ODA, no?
Oo.
In terms of ODA, and in terms of mga grants, yung gano'n. Pero pag mataas naman na yung income mo, hindi mo naman
We
na
don't
siya
need it,
kailangan. Oo. In fact, mas malaking magiging tulong sa private sector. Kasi mas mababa yung sovereign risk rating mo. Yun. So in terms of the private capital, mas makakatulong sa kanila.
So, we have to end this interview, ma'am. No? So, any final words on measuring poverty policy for our audience?
Measuring poverty, para sa amin, ang tingnan talaga is yung, the overall picture. That's just one number. Even in the PDP, marami pang ibang targets in the PDP na tinututukan kami. So, that income poverty is masyado siyang sobrang payak ba yung measure na yon. So it masks actually a number of details. Pero ito yung mga iba pa namin na tinututukan. With respect to policy, we are taking advantage of all kinds of studies, all kinds of measures. Tinitingnan din namin lahat ng datos. At ito yung basic na guidance namin, looking at past experiences and also looking at what the other countries have experienced, mga lessons nila, but always keeping sight of the vision. Yan, having the vision in mind na ito ang gustong patunguhan ng bawat Pilipino.
And with that, thank you very much, Usec, Rosemary Edillon, and I'm Ralph Rivas. This has been Rappler Talk. Thanks for watching.